So the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Justice John Terhemba Tsoho, has rejected the request by the detained leader of the IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, for Justice Binta Recusal from the case. Sarah reporters gathered that Justice Tsoho returned Nnamdi Kanu's case file to her to handle, saying there were two other judges previously recused from the case. So this is not the first time that somebody is recusing themselves. It seems like there were two other judges that were previously recused from this matter. So the thing just, they hot. Justice Tsoho stated that the case was reassigned to Justice Nyako due to the prolonged nature of the case. Again, it's been going on since 2015, almost 9 years. Given that Justice Nyako has handled the case, given that Justice Nyako has handled the case for the most part, she seems to be the most suitable for the conclusion. But he said, if she insists on recusing, he needs to file a written motion with an affidavit gathering all the grounds for the recusal. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So the Federal High Court Chief Judge has denied Nnamdi Kanu's recusal plea and has returned the case file back to Justice Nyako. So on September 24th, 2024, there was a hearing at which Nnamdi Kanu orally argued that Justice Binta Nyako should be recused from his case. He just claimed that she was biased. And the reason why he said that was that back in December of 2023, the Supreme Court had ruled that the bail of Nnamdi Kanu back in 2017 when he fled the country because the military were trying to kill him and his family. So he fled the country. So that bail was removed because they said he jumped bail. Whereas in reality, he never jumped bail. Instead, what happened was that he had to run for his life. Out of fear for his life is why he took off. And there were about 28 people killed, innocent lives killed by the Nigerian army. So the federal government had sent for them to abduct him, but he had to run for his life. So that bail was removed. So in December of 2023, the Supreme Court had ruled that the bail should be reinstated because technically he was kidnapped from Kenya and he did not flee bail. He was running for fear of his life. However, during the court session of September 24, most recently, Justice Binta Nyako reportedly said something very disturbing. And that's when this issue of the Supreme Court's ruling in December 10, 2023, ordering the restatement of Kanu's bail, which was removed by the High Court after he fled assassination attempts by the Nigerian military. She said something very, very important. And what she said is what made Nnamdi Kanu to say, you know what, I don't want you to be involved with this case. And here's what she said, and I quote, what Justice Agim of the Supreme Court said in relation to the bail issue is his own personal opinion and not binding on me, Justice Binta Nyako, as this court is my court. So Justice Binta Nyako was saying, the court belongs to me. I don't care what the Supreme Court said. What this implies in Chief Justice Binta Nyako's word, we say what the Federal High Court is doing is not connected to what the Supreme Court said. Again, the Supreme Court has said his bail should be reinstated in December of 2023. But Justice Binta Nyako said, nope, that's not binding, because the Federal High Court is not under obligations whatsoever to abide by the dictates of the Supreme Court, which, in all honesty and indication, the highest court in the land. So the Supreme Court is the highest court in the land, and the Supreme Court has said the bail should be reinstated. But Justice Binta Nyako is saying that that's his own personal opinion and is not binding on me, as this is my court. So she doesn't care what the Supreme Court said. So this claim is contrary to the dictates of the Nigerian Constitution. The Constitution says that the Supreme Court is the highest court of the land. So what Justice Binta Nyako of the High Court was saying was, I don't care what the Supreme Court said. And that's a red flag. Somewhere that the Supreme Court has said they should grant bail. But then you are saying you don't care. That is the judge's personal opinion. It's not binding. So it's either that this justice is ignorant or she's arrogant. And this is again the basis of the Biafra agitation, where laws are not followed. The Supreme Court, the court of the land, have ruled and said, release this guy. But then you are saying that the Federal High Court does not obey what the Supreme Court said. This is total lawlessness and chaos and disorder. Now, the other thing that is coming up recently is that the Supreme Court is saying that the person that is most familiar with this case, that person is this Justice Binta Nyako. According to the Chief Judge, the person most familiar with this case is that Justice Binta Nyako, and that she's one that has to try the case. So essentially, they are saying go back to courts and go back and face Binta Nyako. At which point they said he can put it in writing and he need to state the whole reasons why he doesn't want her. So it's a very interesting dynamic of what's going to happen next, because it's like just pushing the can and kicking things down the road. Now, in other developments, his lawyer have said that they are going to the appeal court and they want to appeal this whole matter all over again. So very, very interesting. Things are changing every day. And then there's also a video that surfaced of Kanu, and he said some very interesting allegations. I want to get us to take a listen to this for yourself.
The more evil you are, the more you rise up in the judiciary. That is why they want to blackmail Binta Nyako into oblivion. Because of me, they arrested Binta Nyako's husband and son. They claim they are being tried by EFCC. So that if Binta Nyako were to acquit me, they will jail the husband and the child. That is how evil the zoo is. That's how bad they are. But she courageously gave me bail. She knew I did nothing wrong. She knew it. They were pressuring her. Revoke his bail. And she said no. They have done nothing wrong. They don't know all these things. They called her to a meeting in Maiduguri where they were insulting her. That didn't work. They took her to another meeting in Sokoto where they called all the northern, I don't know if I'll call them leaders, to be insulting her because of me. That she should have jailed me. That nothing will happen. That Igbo leaders have signed up to it. That our alliance is with them. I will come to the meetings they've been holding against me and IPOB later on. But Binta Nyako stood strong. I'm not sure at all that the intimidation she's been forced to endure will ever stop. I don't think so. Good people like that never get to become the chief judge of the federation. Kafarati Abdul Kafarati killed Kesarawiwa. Today he's the chief judge of the High Court of Nigeria. He granted ex parte motion to the government of Nigeria designating me a terrorist. He was rewarded. And I'm sure they're saying to Binta Nyako, if you jail him or convict him, there is a reward for you. Do you see how Nigeria works? They don't understand what justice and law is all about. No. These are black, evil people from Africa. Evil people. Darkness and evil. We must continue. I remember this very evening, Kesarawiwa, Dr. Barine Kiobel, Mr. Baribo Bera, Mr. Nudu Lewu, Dr. Felix Nuate, Mr. John Puine, Mr. Samuel Orage, Mr. Paul Lebura, and Mr. David Boko. May their soul rest in peace. They are freedom fighters for Ogoni. And we are going to get it. And Ogoni will be free. Ogoni will be autonomous. Ogoni will elect their own leaders. Ogoni will control the resources in their land. They will control it. We are getting there. So they shouldn't despair. We remember these brave and gallant men. Have you forgotten that Dasuki and El Zagzagi are still in prison? Have you forgotten that innocent IPOB family members are still in jail? Why are they in prison? I have not forgotten Jubril. I'm coming to him. I want to build a case to let the world know how evil and wicked Nigeria is and why they did what they did with Jubril when Buhari died. We are building a case against them. Did the court say that Dasuki should be freed on bail? Yes. Did the court say that El Zagzagi and the wife should be freed on bail? The answer is yes. Now ask yourself this question. What are all the judges in Nigeria doing? Why haven't they gone on strike to say if you cannot obey simple court order, our job is meaningless? But no, they will run to John Tsoho, that most corrupt of all the corrupt judges in the zoo, to go and buy another ex parte motion. I'm coming to that because I'll demolish it. This is going to be a very long program. You know, we are blacks. We don't concentrate for long. I remember when I was small, they were trying to teach us how to read. Mrs. Akpa, may God bless her wherever she is. I keep saying, talk about her all the time. We have a reader. You know, you have to read as a child. And If you ask somebody, read your reader from me, will say, do you remember? John is the teacher is Lela in the pencil bottle. Have you read about that before? Do you hear about it? Maybe you people are too young then. That's the read, that's how we read. If there is no picture, we will not read. So bear with me. This is a marathon program. I've sat down in one place for 8 hours before broadcasting. You must bear with me tonight, because we must preach this very gospel. The only thing I will do is I will, for 4 years I've not been training very well. So if you get me something to drink, I will very much appreciate it as we proceed. Here we don't hide anything. We're IPOB. Everything is open. Everything is out in the open. I have no secret. Dasuki and Essex are still in jail. They must be released. They never took them to Binta and Nyako, Nnamdi Kanu, Justice Kolawale, Justice Ademola. These are good judges in Nigeria, I'm telling you. They will not take them to these judges. Because when Binta and Nyako gives you bail, Binta and Nyako will tell the people there, he has bail. Don't go near his house, so don't do anything. But of course, they defied her. They came to kill me. Because they didn't want to take my men to Abuja. I promised them I was going to bring 2 million men. And they know I would do it. Instead, they chose to come to kill me. When some reporters that are writing for Tinubu Nation newspaper, when they report it, you wouldn't know. You would say, oh, Nnamdi Kanu, where is he? Did he jump bail? Tinubu's newspaper will not tell you that the army came to kill me and killed 28 people in the process. No, they won't tell you that. And they want me to be in the same country with them. Hypocrites and liars. Evil people. Some people shouldn't practice journalism in Nigeria, honestly. Do you see how evil the politicians are? That is how some journalists are. They see the truth and they twist it upside down because they are evil. Or because they don't want Biafra to be free. Because of my case, as I said earlier, Justice Binta Nyako is under the radar and being watched.
I don't know how this is going to end. Guys, let me know what you think. But the story continues to develop. And as it continues to develop, I hope that we're going to be able to have more information on this matter for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please like this video and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
BattaBox.